Thank you for joining me today for another install of Ms Elle Presents. This is my platform to share gardening tips, beauty tricks, and DIY hacks so that you can grow more of your own food, live your best life, and look great while getting it all done. So one day this week, I had taken a rice bowl for lunch at work. And in my rice bowl, I had just some yellow rice with some avocado, sliced avocado, and some tomatoes from the garden. My tomatoes that were in season and were really, really fresh and sweet and awesome. And so I just made a little rice bowl and just did some salt and pepper and some extra virgin olive oil over the top. One of my coworkers asked about the rice bowl and asked what was in it. And when I told her that I had yellow rice, she asked what brand of yellow rice I liked the best. Well, I had to inform her that I don't have a brand that I like because I make my yellow rice myself right here on that stove. And so she was a little confused because she didn't really know that you could make yellow rice at home. She had expressed to me that she thought, yellow rice was another type of rice like brown rice or white rice or black rice for that matter. And I informed her that no, you can actually use your white rice and turn it into yellow rice. It's not its own separate variety of rice on its own. It has to be created that way. And so I decided that this was a good idea for me to share with you all so that way you can make your own yellow rice at home and you don't have to go and just get the box stuff from the grocery store. It's really, really simple. It has just a few ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and assemble everything, and I'll meet you guys at the stove. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you're alerted every time I post a new video, and you're the first one to get access to that new information. All right, you guys, so here we are at the stove, and like I said, this is going to be a super simple recipe with just a few ingredients. In my pot here, I have some chicken broth and water that are together, and that's coming up to a boil now. In this container, I have turmeric. So some turmeric powder. I just put it in an old seasoning container because it's a little bit easier to sprinkle it than it is to sort of have to spoon it into whatever you're making. And then the last thing that I have here is a half of a bouillon cube. Now these are a little bit larger bouillon cubes. This is the Knorr. I'll turn it this way for you. This is the Knorr vegetable bouillon. Now, you don't have to use a chicken broth. You can use vegetable broth if you're vegan or you're not eating meat, staying away from meat. You can use a vegetable broth, or you can just use plain water because you're going to get so much flavor from your vegetable bouillon cube. And really, that's it besides the rice. So this is a total of 2 cups of liquid here. And we're going to add in the bouillon cube. And we're also going to add in our turmeric. And that's really all you need of the turmeric to make this rice really yellow. And then we're just going to let that bouillon cube dissolve in the liquid. And again, you can use vegetable broth, beef broth, or chicken broth, or just water. And I'm going to turn that back up a little bit so that our bouillon cube can dissolve. Try not to be wasteful. And it's already sort of disintegrated into the liquid, and you can see that the broth is just a little bit darker now that the bouillon has dissolved in. I'm going to bring that back up to a boil. So now we're going to bring the liquid, the bouillon cube, and the broth back up to a boil. And then we're going to add our rice. This already has the turmeric in it. So as soon as the rice gets in there, it will automatically turn yellow for you. And you're just going to cook this like you would cook rice normally. So probably about 15-20 minutes on low. And we'll be all ready to go. Now this is back up to a boil. And I like for my rice to come up to a boil before I turn it back down to let it simmer. And I just find that I get better results. The rice is actually going to steam itself. So it's going to boil. This water is going to boil off. And then you're going to just have steam trapped in there. And that's what's going to keep the top of your rice from drying out. So you want to make sure that you have a pot where the lid fits really, really well. So that way all of your steam is not escaping, because you will end up with a layer of dry rice on the top. Okay, so this is back up to a boil. I'm just going to stir this one more time. And then we're going to turn it all the way down to just above low. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes. You guys, so we're back. The rice is done, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So wonderful steam. And we just fluff this up, and we have beautiful yellow rice. And so this rice smells absolutely amazing. It smells like chicken soup because of the chicken broth that we used. I actually have an avocado, and I'm going to grab some tomatoes from the yard, and I'm going to have this with a couple of eggs, and that will be breakfast tomorrow. As you guys probably saw in the background of this video, I actually shot this at midnight. So I am getting ready to go to bed now. I'm going to put this rice in a container so that it can go in the refrigerator once it comes back down to room temperature. And yeah, I'm going to have some rice, some avocado, some tomato, and some eggs tomorrow for breakfast. And I probably will have rice with a stir fry for, lunch or dinner. Maybe add some shrimp to my stir fry. And, that'll be it. And this is enough rice to last me at least 3 days. If I eat rice 2 out of my 3 meals each day. All right, you guys, this yellow rice recipe was so super easy. Like I said, just a few ingredients and about 25 minutes, and it is done. So there is no reason for you to be trying to figure out which brand of yellow rice you like the best, because you can make it exactly how you want it now. Yellow rice is one of those dishes that has just endless possibilities. You can use it in burritos or with stir fry. You can have it with chicken or pork chops or salmon or even tilapia. It's really, really versatile, and it just adds a really warm, comforting flavor that just is a different sort of a flavor profile than your regular white rice. Now you guys, try this at home. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you click the bell icon so that you're alerted anytime that I post new videos. Thank you guys so much for joining me today as we cook this yellow rice, and for subscribing to the channel and being a part of the community here. I really so much appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Kisses.